But we are going in depth tonight as a hearing is underway this week to determine whether a judge will remove District Attorney Greg Newman from office. Now, Newman oversees Transylvania, Polk, and Henderson counties in western North Carolina.
In an affidavit we recently got a hold of, a family has come forward calling for Newman to be removed from office, accusing him of misconduct. That accusation is what led to this week's hearing. Now, Newman declined a request to interview, as you can imagine, with us, but in Monday's hearing, Newman was asked if he stands by the way he handled the cases. He responded yes. A second family who we sat down with submitted a letter to the court last month, also calling for Newman to be removed from office.
Fox Carolina's Shale Remien has been digging into this story and spoke to the family of James Stepp, who was killed in a Henderson County shooting back in 2019. And she joins us live right now. Shale, you talked to family about why they believe their case was mishandled. What did they tell you?
Well, Tori, James' sister Kim tells me she's using the only thing at her disposal right now, her voice. She filed this letter with the court expressing her concerns, and now she's going from there.
I miss his big hugs so bad. He could just wrap his big arms around me and just made everything better.
James Stepp, nicknamed Pup, was his dad's best friend, a mama's boy, and according to his sister Kim, her protector.
We're such a tight-knit group. We're forever changed.
We've been following Stepp's story for years.
He has always stood up for me and always protected me, and now it's time for me to protect him.
Kim told me those same words back in 2019 when she says her crusade for justice began.
Past couple years have been extremely difficult for my family and I.
She says Pup and his son went to a Hendersonville shop. Reports from police show an argument broke out and then gunfire. Police say the then owner of the shop shot Pup multiple times in the parking lot. Pup lost his life on his birthday.
He was a right fighter. He always stood up for what was right, and I'm going to do that for him. And this is the only way I know to do that.
Shepard says her fight begins with the district attorney overseeing her brother's case, Greg Newman.
Tragic as it certainly is a justified shooting.
Just 2 weeks after the fatal shooting, we were there as District Attorney Greg Newman announced no charges would be made in this case, citing the Castle Doctrine. The Stand Your Ground law states you have the right to use reasonable force, including deadly force, to protect against an intruder. In a press conference at the time, Newman said facts supported self-defense in Stepp's death. Newman declined a request to interview with us about the case or Monday's hearing. We reached out to his attorney to see if he wanted to issue a new statement regarding the 2019 decision in Stepp's case. We haven't received a response.
Well, my brother wasn't an intruder. He wasn't an unlawful intruder. He wasn't armed. And it was at a place of business. It was at a public business where he was coming to return an air compressor, where he was actually invited on that piece of property. The use of the Castle Doctrine, I feel like, was just an excuse to not prosecute because all of the evidence was there.
This is a look at the letter Shepard filed with the court calling for Newman's removal, saying she believes evidence was withheld in this case. Shepard says she can't share details on what the evidence is due to a civil lawsuit the family has filed against the store owner, who has since passed away. The lawsuit is still pending against his estate. I reached out to the store owner's attorney for comment, but haven't heard back.
Greg Newman should have sent my brother's case before a grand jury. He was judge and jury. At the time, we didn't have all of the evidence, and now we do. We know that there should have been arrests made, and we know that there should have been he should have prosecuted.
Shepard realized her road wasn't as lonely as she thought. This affidavit filed in February shows another woman has come forward accusing Newman of violating rules of professional conduct. According to court records, a Superior Court judge who reviewed the affidavit said if some of the allegations were true, they could constitute, quote, willful misconduct in office. The hearing for this case began Monday.
Greg Newman is supposed to serve our community. He was elected to serve our community and help our most vulnerable, our children, our most innocent victims that have been murdered and raped and molested. and he has given them a slap on the wrist.
Newman's attorney, Dan Friedman, released a statement ahead of the removal hearing saying, quote, Newman's been the DA since 2013 and has been elected twice since then. He takes the job seriously to protect the people of those 3 counties, and he's going to do everything he can to maintain his positions. He feels a huge obligation to the people who entrusted him with the position.
You know, anybody can talk, but your actions are what speak volumes. And his actions have spoke volumes to all of us in Henderson, Transylvania, and Polk counties.
Now, we looked up Newman's history. Reports we've gathered from the North Carolina State Bar show Newman was reprimanded for professional misconduct in 2019 and disciplined this year for violating rules of professional conduct. According to the records, a judge gave Newman a 3-year state suspension after a victim in a 2015 child rape case came forward saying she wanted to give a statement in court, but claims Newman told the judge she didn't wish to speak. Newman can still practice law under that discipline order, though. And of course, we'll be following Newman's hearing very closely and we'll bring you the outcome once a decision is made. We do want to stress that this is not a criminal proceeding. Rather, it is to determine whether to remove him from office. Cody and Tori.